From making music on stage to creating art together in the street, this dynamic mother-daughter duo takes advantage of the unique art scene right here in Key West.
Once you sit on the street, it becomes a little event. And Journey and I both love people and we love places. And you start interacting with the environment, and then you start really connecting to the actual piece that you're painting, because you smell the environment, you see it, you see the chaos, you see the movement. It's really exciting. I just love being on the street and painting.
There is something about drawing things that are alive and living, instead of saying, oh, don't move. We love that movement. We don't mind if a car drives by. Sometimes we get a little ornery about the cars parking right in front of our painting, but most of the time that's a very good plus to keep the energy going.
Christine and Journey, I am so used to seeing you guys perform together, and now I'm seeing you paint together, which is so cool. You guys are such a dynamic mother-daughter duo. How cool is it, Christine, to be able to paint with your daughter?
It's really fantastic. It's great to have the companionship, being on the street. It's just terrific to be able to share that experience together. It's a topic of conversation other than the normal mother and daughter conversations. It just opens our spectrum of our relationship even deeper, that we can share something that we love so much.
You guys recently backpacked through Europe and you got to paint on a lot of different streets. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
We started our ventures in Rome, and then we went on to Florence. Yeah. And then we traveled north to a seaside town called Camogli. And then we went back to Tuscany, and in each place it was just a different experience and a different flavor.
The exciting part about it is that it was just like here, only the architecture there is a different world. There's arches and there's churches, and
I was going to just share a couple of pictures so you can see the joys of art and how people's vision is so much different. This one is in Florence, and it's in the center of the Santa Maria Novella, 12 at noon, so we were getting overhead light, which is really strong. This was mom and daughter, and I just love that we both were in the exact same spot, but our vision as artists was so different.
And sometimes I take liberty, you know, put another roof in somewhere. Sometimes you got to do that.
And one of my other favorite places was Camogli. This was an evening painting, and this is a little seaside town that was built right into the mountains. So in my background you can see the houses, how they're layered on cliffs. Journey saw a beautiful flower mosaic on the floor where I was noticing people feeding pigeons.
Right.
So it's just there's so much to focus on. You have to kind of decide what your focus of the painting is.
Very much so.
But you can't put everything in.
Would you say that your vision varies a lot between the two of you?
Absolutely.
You can see by the paintings, but philosophically and in many ways, as very much as we have a sameness to us, we just have a real vast, contrasting thought patterns.
It could be like the same person in a different universe.
Yes, and it's different times. I think when I was younger, a lot of my visions were closer to what Journey's are now. But time changes people's perspectives and places, and it's all a journey.
Journey, what would you say is the best piece of advice about watercolor painting that you've received from your mother?
I remember when my mom did say when I was 10, she goes, there's no such thing as a mistake in art. Just work with it. Just work with what you have. So
absolutely. Key West has a multitude of extremely fine artists. We're very blessed. In the 20 years I've been here, I have seen just a tremendous growth of artists that have come into their own. And Sanford, as far as the watercolor plein air group of people, she began this probably 30 years ago. And all your main watercolor artists somehow have some connection to Sanford. So it's an important route. She started as a fabric artist, and she had a definitive way of painting. And she shared that knowledge with probably hundreds of painters. I was very blessed to have studied with her the last 5 years of her life. and she just opened up the world of Key West. My palette was a very dark range of dark greens and blues. And when I came with Sanford, I learned to hold colors I had never seen before, opera, bright, bright colors.
Christine, now you recently just started releasing your work just these past couple of years. What kind of pushed you to get it out there?
I started painting again in Key West in 2008, and I was doing fairly big sizes. They're like 17 by 22. I was running out of space in my house, and I knew that I was at critical mass. So I actually went gallery shopping, which was an interesting experience. Someone said, "Hey, did you ever go to Caroline Street? Do you know Christine and Tony?" And I said, "No." And they said, "Well, we know them, and they have a fabulous gallery. Why don't you call them up and ask them if they would take a look at your work?" I went in the store. I said, "I'm a watercolor artist. I need a place to put my watercolors. Would you come to my house and I'll make you a cup of cappuccino?" So they agreed. I was just kind of shocked that they would come to my house. And Christine loved the work, and Tony loved it as well. They said, "Let's give it a try." And I said, "That's all I want." And I had my work in there maybe 4 years now. The first month she had it, I sold 3 pieces that month, which was great. My relationship with the gallery has grown ever since. I'll have my 5th show this year in February, and she moves my pieces for me and is very respectful and has been a great art partner for me. Her and Tony just been awesome, awesome gallery people.